Hello everyone. So in this video, I'll be explaining about AI automation. So this is n8n is a platform that enables us to create our AI automation. So apart from n8n, we have other ones like make.com, which you can also use. So this one is the local host. So when we talk about local host means that you can only use it inside your computer. It is not external in the sense that you cannot access it outside, maybe in the cloud. So this is just the local old version. And for the sake of beginners, um before I got to this, I ran n8n inside my CDM, my command prompt. Yeah. So first thing first, in order to access anything, because I used Node, right? So if you don't have Node in your computer, you can visit the website called. Just open a free browser on your on your tab on your system. Just click on Node. When you click on Node, it will take you to their official website. From there, you can download if you are using Windows or if you are using Mac or Linux, depending on. See the website here. This is the Node. So from there, once you've installed it, you will see it. You go over here. So once you've installed it, you will activate it and press next. So I've haven't done that. Then you now need to install n8n, and there are several videos online which will enable you to do that. So for this class, let me go back to mine. So I'll be explaining some things here now. In order This is my overview page. That's the beginning. This is the overview page. So like you can see that I've made some execution. I was practicing on my own, try and error. You can see the total number of the ones that failed, but later on I was able to rectify them. So the first thing we do is to create a workflow. So what is a workflow? So NAS is a workflow. It enables us to add other tools in order to accomplish a task. So now a workflow enables us to bring different nodes together in order to execute a function or a thing. Because AI automation is the art of building or using AI to do tasks that are normally done by human being. Tasks that are normally done by human being. That is what we use AI automation for. So now, in order for me to create a new workflow, I'll just click here, create a new workflow. So it's loading. So over here, you can you can change the name if you want to. You could just click on it. I just let me say on new project. Let me just call it new project. So I've called it new project. It's already automatically saved as new project. So the first thing one thing we need to understand is that what is one thing we need to understand is that we need to start by what? Something must start the event. It does not just occur on its own. There's what we call trigger. So what is a trigger? A trigger is can be a form, it can be a webhook, it can be even be a Slack. Trigger is something that start the automation. Maybe for example, when people visit your website or a particular website, then they fill a form. The moment they fill a form, that is where the automation starts from. We can even have a chat trigger like ChatGPT. The moment you press in an input, something starts, or the AI starts speaking with you, interacting with you like is a human. So that can be a trigger. So now, in order to get a trigger, I'll click on here, click on this button. So we have what we call the manual trigger. Manual trigger is what manual trigger is what like the name implying, manual, you press it to execute it. Is used for practice. When you are trying to practice something, that is when you use the manual trigger, right? So see, this is the manual trigger. So you can click on it, just click on it. Let's see what is inside the manual trigger. So we can go to setting. So nothing much inside the manual trigger. So how do we learn in AI automation? You learn by just clicking on things and just looking at it. There's this place they say test this trigger to see how it will. You can see is there's nothing. There is nothing. This is the output. So normally, in when we start learning about other nodes, so what is a node? A node can just be seen as a tool. So all these things are nodes. All these things here, all these ones, they are node. They are different node. They are classified into different category. We can have the trigger node. We can have the action node. We can have the data node. We can have different node. There are several. There are more than more over 1,000 different roads, but they perform a specific task. They perform a specific task. So you can discover that the moment when we run our code, there's a mark here. That mark means, this green mark means that it has run successfully. It means it has run successfully. So now we can now attach another thing to it here. So what can we attach here? We can just, okay, we can attach another node. Another node can be a tool, right? Another node can be a tool. So another node can be, we can use let's use the form node, right? We can use, and we can add any other thing to here. We can even use the set. We can use this set feed to filter this thing, but I don't, well, that's just a basic this thing. I don't need this. So if I want to delete this, look at here, I can just delete it from here. So we need to start by the trigger, right? We need to start from triggering this thing. So first thing first is, there are some buttons here that we also need to understand. Let me go over to some of my workflow that I did previously, so I will use that to explain better. So, what are credentials now? Credentials are like, I've already registered my Gmail account, my Google Sheet, my Slack. This is a free version. ChatGPT is, before you access a ChatGPT API, you must pay for it. So I was able to make research and discover that this is actually free. This is the Google AI. It is actually free, which enable me to easily access my distance. So all these ones are credential. They are like authentication that you need, telling um telling Google, or telling them that you are the one, you are the owner. So authentication has to, it enable us to identify you. What is your name? We want to identify you, that, oh, this is actually you, so that it's not somebody else that is accessing your account. So you need credential in order to access all these things. And with, as time goes on, we'll be adding it. So now let's go over to the workflow that I have done previously. So this one is a new project. I did this one yesterday. Let me just look at what I did yesterday. So I'll be using it to just explain how AI automation works. So mind you, first thing, it is not complex, is easy, is not complex. So let me just use this to explain. So this is a form. Mind you, I changed the name. I changed the name at a point, so I can I can actually put the actual name. So I just use it to so that I personalize the project, because once you get a work for a client, so they are looking at the visual. So behind all these things are actually codes that were written. They are behind it is just code. So this one is just like the graphical user interface. Graphical user interface has to do with things that are appealing to the eyes, that you can see. Things that are appealing to the eye. But the command line interface, they are like codes, long codes that you may not understand, except you take time to practice software engineering. So this is the form. For example, this is the form node and is the trigger, right? So this one is the AI agent. The actual name was AI agent. So AI agent from, let me see if I can zoom it up a little bit so that you guys can see. So from this is the AI agent. Now this AI agent, what is it doing? So let me look at this form. And how do we create form? Form is very easy, right? So let me go to my other this thing and show you how we create form. Let's go. You remember, you click here. I'll click the personal, because that's like the directory or the folder that contains all my work. So this is the last one that I did. So it's taking time to load. So over here I can click here. So I'll go to on form. You can see all these ones are the first things are the trigger. You see this one is the manual trigger on app events. It can be Slack, it can be anything, it can be any of their Gmail. Once you receive a mail, start doing so and so. On schedule, on 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 webhook. So if you, how will I explain webhook? So it's like a URL, that you attach. Like all your form is usually most times to be inside a webhook, right? So the URL will be that enables your n8n to connect to your website. So, and inside the webhook you can attach you that's where you attach the form. So on form submission, so let's just click on form submission. I've clicked on it. So now see inside what it brought out. We can see the test URL, and we can see the production URL. So what is URL? URL means uniform resource location, or locator, one of them. So every every website or everything that is hosted online has a URL. That means that it has one unique identifier, like ID. There is no resources online or hosted in the cloud that have the same URL. So everyone has a unique URL, which enable us to easily access it online. So when we are testing our our tool, we use the test. So when we are done testing, we go to production. Like in software engineering, there's what they call um when you are developing something, you are in the developer mode. But once you've already finished, you transfer it to production. So this one is just like the developer mode, and this one is the production URL. So we don't need any authentication for this. We didn't add anyone. We are fine with it. So form title, what will be the title of your form? We all know, we all fill form online. So you can just put anything. Let's say, okay, and leads intake. I just use lead intake. Description. Searching for qualified leads. So we have already done that. Let's scroll down. When we scroll down, you can see form elements. So what are form elements? Form elements are the things that are needed in your form. Like, what are the things your form may have? Your phone number can be a form element. Your email can be a form. Your name, your ID, your budget, and everything. So let's take the first element. And now we need to know, in programming, there's what we call the data type. So every data, the way the computer works is that it stores things differently. It processes things differently. So now the first one now we are going to choose is, let's add a form element. Let's give it the name of, um this one should be name. We've already added name. We don't need to add any input. The inputs will be added from the form, so we can add another element. Remember, it is an input text. That means that it's something, um is like a string or a character. That means it's expecting a letter, right? We are expecting letter, we are not expecting number. So, um again, the next one, label, has to signify, um like a label can be what, like, if you want to buy something from the market or from the supermarket, there's a specific name on it. Two items cannot have the same name. So the label is just like the name on it, so that it will be easy for people to identify or differentiate them. So the next one is, let's use email. So now, going back, you will see, that's the label email. So email, we are not expecting just text input, we are expecting email. So we click on this, you can see it's going to provide different items. For email, we'll pick email, because email is meant to have at in it, at gmail.com, at yahoo.com. We scroll again and click on we add another form item. Which form item are we going to add now? We've added email. Let's add phone number. Let's add phone. Let's call it phone number. So we've called the phone number. So what is the input that the phone number should have? The element type. An element type has to just means the data type, right? So it should have a number. We are not expecting string. We are not expecting ABC or any character. So it should be a number. So I think name, email, number. And since we are looking for lead, we also need some things. Well, let's also add age, right? Let's put age. Maybe we are searching for a particular age. So now age will also be a number. So let's click number. Remember, this thing is actually important. If not, your computer will not understand, because computer only understand binary 0 and 1. 0 may means off, 1 may be means on. So all these things there's what we call compiler. So everything that we are writing, there's a compiler that will transform it back into ones and zero. It is behind the scene. So everything that we're writing here will still be transformed back, so that for the computer to be able to understand. Because all these letters that we are writing, the computer does not understand them. It's we humans that we understand it. That's why um this is actually made for human beings, right? So that we can understand it. It is a program that was developed by a developer. So everything there's a compiler. There's some high level of abstraction behind the scene. Abstraction means that you are hiding details. For example, um, a car. You enter the car. You know how to drive. You can drive, but you can't repair the car. You don't know what is inside the engine. You don't know why what is making it to move. You are not the one that make the car, but you can just use your money to buy it. So there's a level of abstraction. Yours is just to buy. If it has issue, carry it to the mechanic, or bring it back to the factory and they will repair it for you. So there's a high level of abstraction. So maybe we are saying that we are looking for age. So now, description. Now we also need something. Let's say that, okay, and we are looking at the money that they want. Let's add another form element. Let's say, what should we call it? Um, um, let's say income. Let's say the income, or should we call it budget? Salary. Okay, let's say salary. Salary. The salary that they expect. Expected income. I think that is fine. So based on this, we'll be able to know if this lead are someone we need or not, because maybe we already have a range. Now, after doing this, what is next is that we are going to submit it. So now, if I click execution, remember there's no this part is for the input, while this side is for the output. So if there's an input here, there will be an output here, but there's no input. So for us to execute it, you will see if I execute it now, it will pop up a form for me. So it's already listening. See, listening is popping up a form. So from here you can look at the top, you can see local host. So local host, that means that it is just accessible within my computer. If I send you this, you will not be able to access it. So now I'm going to provide an information. Let me say, let me use Nike for example. Nike, and let me give out the email of Nike at gmail.com. So phone number 123 123456789. I think it's up to. So age, let me give 31. Expected income, let me say the expected income is 400,000. 400,000. So at the end of giving out the expected income of 400,000, I will click on this. My form has been submitted. So now I can minimize this field. So now what can you see here? Now you can see the output of what I've done, and it has even added something. It wrote form mode, which is equals to test, submitted at. So the time, I didn't include all these things. This thing was automatically included by our n8 n8n. So now I will just go over here and just so let me also talk about this. Look at this actually JSON. So what is JSON? So API means application programming interface. So when your computer saves record, the way it says save record, it saves them in key and value pairs. This is the key and this is the value. For name, this is the key and this is the value. For image, this is the key and this. So This is the way your computer, this is actually a JSON file. This is a JSON file. This is JSON file. So we don't really need to know much about it. So it's just good for you to just know JSON. It starts from um, in JavaScript, object notion notation also. Yeah, that's what it stands for. So it's just a JSON file. That is how your API um returns results to another computer, or returns the result to from the server, because this is how it is saved from the server. Every document is saved as a JSON, especially for Node.js. So we also have the table. See table, yeah. I think this one looks more better. If you want it in form of a table, you can see your record. It's just like a spreadsheet. Now, um, schema. These are terms that we need that are very important. See this schema, so you can see the way it just save it, and it also add their data type. So T is telling that it's letter, this one is also letter, this one is telling that is number, this is also number. So for our income, we made a mistake. The data type is meant to be number, but I made a mistake and I did it as a letter, which is actually wrong. You can see there's a mistake here, because on a later time when you want to perform some tasks, you will run into issue. For example, you cannot multiply um, a string. You cannot multiply a string. Like if you say Nike times Nike, it won't work. It's an error. But you can say 400 times 2. 400 times 2, or 400 times 400. It will give you a value, but this one will not return a value to you. So I'm going to correct myself. I didn't pin it down, so I will execute it again. You can see the moment when I executed it, it showed mark. That means that it ran successfully. That means that there is no error at all. So, and mind you, when we are building our workflow, it is important that there should be always an input, so that based on that input, that is what you will use to continue with the workflow. So I want to execute the workflow again. So remember this, you can see the output also here, and it's writing success. So again, I will execute it again. So the record is gone because I didn't save it anywhere. It's not inside the spreadsheet. I didn't save it anywhere, and I didn't pin it. So name. So I don't even need to. I need to go over inside here to edit the form. Let's stop this. I'll stop it. I'll click here. Remember, I don't need any. I'm not adding any authentication to the form. You want everybody to access the form, except when this form is a special form that they are giving money or so. You can hide it. Then you authenticate yourself. Let's know who you are, and all those things. But if you want to make money from people, let it be accessible. So now we are going back to the inputs now. So you can see the expected income. So I place it at text, and we know text is like letters, alphabets. But now I want it to be number, because it's number we are expecting. So I've changed it again. I've changed it. Now I can even run it from here. Remember, the moment when I run it, it will show is listening. So it's already waiting for response. It's waiting for response. So I can just use my name now. Let me use 2034. Let me see phone number. Let me use 080, just a number. So we are not actually validating it to make sure it's actually correct. So I can use 31. So expected income, let me say 500,000, 500,000. Then I'll submit my file. So the moment when I submit it, you will discover that this is where we see my output. So this is like in form of a schema, and these are all programming terms. So I don't want to bore you with the definition of a schema, but we need schema when we are saving record inside our database, like Node, MongoDB. We need it to structure our database. It enables you to structure your database so that your compiler will be able to know, or if it's compiler or the interpreter, they are just tools behind the scene that that transform all your data into ones and zero, which makes the computer to understand. So that's just a easy definition of it. We don't need to know all that, but that's just the definition of schema. So you know what table is like this, and we know what JSON is. These are your API actually saves data inside the save information inside the database. So now we've done that. So let's go back. We just click here. You can see it's run successfully. So now what do we want to do now? So now we've already received this form. So should we just save them inside the database? We can just decide and just say that, oh, now let me connect it to my Google Sheet. See, let me connect it to my Google Sheet. So let me just say something. Or we action. So this is the action node now. This is the action node, or we can even call it database node, because we are actually saving it into. So this is Google Sheets. So I will go to append role in Sheets. Why did I choose append role in Sheets? The reason why I chose append role in Sheets is because I will not just receive. I'm building an AI automation, meaning that I'm not expecting just one input. I'm expecting thousands or millions of inputs. So each record must be saved. So now you can see at this side we have the input, and here we will have the output. So if I execute it here, nothing will work because I have not provided anything yet. So now I've linked my my Google account into NAS. So n8n. So in order for you guys, of if you have not done so, you can just click on this. When you click on this, you just say you want to add something. So there's a documentation that you can follow. So if you read this documentation, you can just follow here. Click on this. So then scroll down. So all these things are actually links that will take you somewhere to where can actually do the this thing. So I can just go to credentials. I'll click on credentials here. Mind you, I'm just showing you. I'm not going to execute everything. So because I already have my credentials. So it's taking time. I think this is my network. I don't know what's going on. It's my network. It's quite easy to do. So there are many. If you want me to do a video on how on it, I can do a separate video on it. So as to give us the step-by-step process of getting it. So it's loading. Is loading. So this your create this if part is going to bring you to. So from here we'll just do it. So it's taking time. So I may do a separate video on this. So let's go back to my n8n. So I don't, so the moment when I click there, I will generate the client ID. It also give me the client secret. So after giving me the secret, I will sign up with my Google. So once I sign up with my Google, you will see it will show connected. But I've already linked mine already, so I don't need to do it again. So these I've already linked mine already. It's already saved. So now I need to open a Google Sheet. Like I can just type on Google Sheet here. Now the Google Sheet is actually cloud-based, so it always has a unique URL. URL is Uniform Resource Location. So when my Google Sheet loads, I will provide it with some headings because it is based on the headings. That is where I will. So remember the first thing. So why do we do all these things? That in automation, there are some people that will be working with, while there are some that we are not going to be working with. So, but it is important for us to have record of all the individuals that registered or that fill the form. So you can use Google Sheet. You can use there's another platform like Airtable. Airtable is actually paid for. So Google, if you already have, almost everybody have Google account. So first thing first is to change the name. So I can change it to lead leads. Let me just put leads. Then the first thing, the name, we can call this one name, right? Let's make it capital name. Then what other field did I provided? I provided email. We also asked for phone number. Again, we asked for their age. Their age was included, and we also asked for their expected income. Expected income. So I think these are the four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the things that we actually required of them. So this is the URL. We just copy this URL. How do I copy? We use control. If you want to highlight everything, you can use control A, but it's already highlighted already. I've just used control C. Control C means copy. So I've already copied it. Then I'll go back to my n8n. So over here, I've seen resources, yes, operation, append. That means when we are appending, that means that we are adding to the table. We are not overriding the table. Appending means when you append, that means you are making correct adjustment or you are adding something to it. So now we said document list from here I can click on URL. I want to then I will paste it. So to paste is Control V. So from pasting now, so automatically behind the scene is already working like this. Now, so now if I click here, then I'll say okay, by list. By list now it's going to be going through. You can see that by your internet to access all these things, you must be connected to internet. It's going through. It's going to find out which of them now. Is it sheet one? I say yes. It has already gotten sheet one now. So it's now fetching out all the labels that are already placed inside it. You can see now. I didn't put all these things because he has gone online to go and get it. Now you can see all these things that I added now. They're already coming now. So now, how am I going to transfer my data into this place? Remember, I can transfer. Should I? There's what we call dynamic, and there's what we call static. So now, when we say dynamic, dynamic information are are informations that are gotten based on when an individual, when a client visits your website, their information are automatically sent to you. Static has to do with that you are the one inputting the thing yourself. So now, to get this thing dynamically, so now we can use schema, this table, this JSON. So now, since we are not doing any code, we can just control click down your left hand side and drag. We drag this and drop. So now it will now write the code for you. It will write the code. You can see the code here. We didn't write it. Now see for the email. I will not write this email. And yet, see what I will do. Open bracket, dollar sign, JSON. You can see it's even giving me the option. Then dot, email. And it brought out here. It brought it out. So the same thing you can see that I'm typing. But who cares about the typing? I can just as well as just drag. We don't need to know about all these things. These things are for software developers. Yours is to know about the AI. So the same thing like where I can also do for this. Just drag age. Now for this one, income, expected income. I can also drag like this and put. After dragging and put, what's next for me is that every of the form is completed. Remember, this is the input that came. Now I need to execute here. You can see that is a gradual step, is a step-by-step process. I'm not just leaving this page like this. No, I must execute it because this is the input and this will be the output. So I've executed it now. Now good. You can see node executed successfully. Now see what has been saved into my database. The phone number and everything have been saved into my database. Mind you, um since it's a number, it does not recognize zero, because so I already know that, oh, this is a number. In my head I know that this is a number. It's meant to be 080, so it's not recognizing it because we have all these country code. We could have even started at +234 then the number. So in programming, you don't really start with zero like that. You don't in programming, you don't write a number and write 010. No, it will take it as 10, right? So I've already done that now. So let's go back now. You can see that it has already clicked. So what will I now do next? Like this, I can add something here. So now let's add an AI agent. Let me just type AI agent. AI agent. So I've already added an AI agent now. So now remember, this input is the last thing that came out from. This is the input from the form, the Google form that we filled. So now this is the AI agent. Now the AI agent now is waiting, is thinking that it's going to be a chat. This, you can see what is writing here is JSON dot and chat input. We are not chatting. Actually, we can actually create an AI agent that chat, but this is not the course for this video. I'm not doing that. So now, what will I do now is that, so I want to filter. I need the reasoning. I want the AI to help me to qualify the lead. I want it to help me to qualify the lead so that we know who I am working with. So not everybody that comes to my platform are my clients. I may use some things. For example, I can use age and I can use expected income. So I will not judge somebody based on the name. I will not disqualify somebody based on the email. I will not disqualify the person based on the phone number. But I can use the age or the income, expected income to judge. That is what I'm going to prompt my AI to do. And in this workplace or in AI automation, you need AI to do this. And I'm going to be using ChatGPT. I'm not installing ChatGPT for this because ChatGPT to get it here you have to pay. Anyway, so for this one, we are not doing any, we are not chatting, we press this down. So we'll be prompting the AI to do some things. So this one will be based on some of the fields. So we will say based on the on the on the age. So what we'll be using is the age. Then now you will have to put comma here, comma. That means that it's not only this one, unexpected income. You drag it again, expected income. You drag again. So there are two things now in it: age and expected income. So in this place now add press this and now say system message. What is system message? So system message is what I will tell my AI to do. So based on that system message, it will be able to qualify them or not. And apart from qualifying them, it will also give me a recommended because one thing we need to know is that based on this AI, based on the response of the AI, we'll be able to send them message. If they are the people that we are looking for, we will tell them, oh, thank you, we want to partner with you, and this and that. So based on the AI, we will be sending them some message. Now, I will now have to go to now. First of all, so I need to clear this. So I will go to ChatGPT. I will tell ChatGPT what I want it to do for me because ChatGPT is also an AI. But over here, I'm not using ChatGPT. I'm using Google, the free Google Gemini because actually it's free. ChatGPT you need to pay even to use it for here. So let me go to my ChatGPT. So what will I tell him? Okay, just tell him something. Okay, I I am I am making I am making I said I am making an AI automation to qualify leads based on their age and expected income. Help me prompt the AI agent. So let's see what it's going to give me. So AI agent is, you can see how this is also AI automation. You can see how I just provided little information for it, and it's going to prompt me. It's going to send a prompt message which is suitable for me, which I will use in my app. So waiting for it to respond. The system is taking slow. I think the memories, because I'm operating different things behind the scene, so it's taking most of the space. So let me just go over here. It's still waiting for me to do this. So we can see over here that, so now my screen is going towards this side. In order for me to make it balanced, there's a place here. You can see this place I'm taking is like tidy. So you clean it, you bring it to this side. So I can zoom in and also zoom out. So you can see how it is. So now for the chat model, so which model are you going to use now? So it is important. This is a node, right? This is a node itself. But now I have not yet attached any chat agent to it, chat model to it. So now we click here. If I click here, what do I want to add to it? I want to add Google, because that one is actually free for me. So I've added my Google. It's a loading option. So I've added it before behind the scene. So yeah, I've configured it behind the scene. So it's still similar to the other method, because all of them are actually Google Cloud, Google different cloud system that they offer. So it's not a very big issue. So now I've already added it successfully. So you can see over here, in fact, I can add something here. I can delete something here. I can add something here. In fact, I can even remove this one completely from the flow. So you can see how it is actually progressing. So one thing about it is that you must just, first of all, you must design, and you must first sit down and think about how do you want your workflow to be. How do you want your workflow to be? It's not that you just want it to just be anyhow. So you must first of all determine within yourself that how you want your workflow to be, before from there you start building. You may not necessarily want to append everything, but for me, I feel it's better for you to have data of everything that is coming before your AI start filtering some out. Because we are working with some set of people, you can actually still have it here. In fact, you can. There is no right or wrong way of doing your automation. Is what you ask, you understand, is what work best for you. I could have done it a different way out, because even when I was doing my own personal um project, I didn't do it this way. But now I was like, oh, what's wrong there? Let me just do it this way. I can even do it another way around, and I'll see arrive at almost similar thing. So now let me go back to my AI, my ChatGPT, to see if it's done prompting. It's still kind of loading and is lingering on. So what will I do now is I will just go back to my 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 board, and I can just prompt it myself, because I have some other workflow that I can just copy from. Let me go back to my project. I've done something similar. So I think yesterday I did this. I'll click here. It's loading. It's taking time. Mm, It's taking time. So I think I will shut down some things on my system. I'm not using. Am I adding Slack? I'm not adding Slack now. So I will shut it down. There are many things going on in the background that is allowing the system to be slow. So let me shut down Slack. Then, because as you code as a time, you will know that your computer may become slower because there are some things running in your background and they are consuming space with the memory. If I check my task manager, I'm sure my memory would have exceed maybe 70 or thereabout. So it has a way of slowing down your system. So now, sorry about that. Let me just click on this. This is my old project. I just want to copy some of the prompt I already told the AI to do. Then I will make adjustment to it. So, because I've copied it. I'll go back to my present flow, my present work I'm doing, the new projects, loading. So now I'll repress this. I can double click on it, so it will open it up. So the prompt, I'll paste it here. So now I need to do some correction because this project is actually different from this. So this one was for a real estate company. So now it's not a real estate company. So now you are an experienced. Let me see what the AI brought for me. If it has loaded, it has not loaded. So let's go back. Okay, you are an experienced real estate lead qualification assistant for a Nigerian company. Your task is to evaluate each property. No, so now your task is to evaluate each leads. Now leads based on their customer. Now we're just adjusting the English. Expected income. So we are not, there's no preferable location here. Income and age, their age. So if income, let's say income, if expected income is above, let's say 1 million. I'm just making adjustment to it because all these things I will have used my ChatGPT, but I don't know. Maybe my network is I'm having network issue. So let me just use this. Or the ChatGPT is acting up. I'm just making few adjustments. All these things should have just been done with my ChatGPT. So I will wait for it to reload. So yeah, you see, it has even brought it out. It was just, it said, good. Now they said, it was when I reload the page, it brought it out before actually doing reloading it again. So I'll wait for it to pop. So because I want it to be you guys to see how it works. So let me just so my AI has given me what, so then I'll have to delete this. See the prompt that my AI gave me. So it said, just give me, let me work with this. The lead must be at least 25. The lead must have expected monthly income of, let me just pick it. This is just a test, this thing. So I'll go back to my, I'll paste it here and I can make some few correction or adjustment. So I've already prompted the AI on what it will give me. So I will just go over here. Yeah, so this is the job description. So we are using the lead must be at least 25 years old. This for the age. The lead must have an expected income of at least, let me put it in naira. Let me just put 500,000. So anybody expecting less than that amount will be disqualified. So we also assign a score. So I said, let me check what the output is meant to be. Yeah, so in fact it will give us qualified, either through status qualified or not, reasons, yeah, expected income. So we can still always go back and make adjustments to it. So I will execute this now. I just want you to just see how it works. The reason why I'm executing it, the reason why it's bringing the form out was that the record here was lost. I didn't pen it, so I'll provide Daniel. Um, Let me just give it da. Actually, I meant to put the right number. I just want to save time. Let me give it age of 23. Expected income. Let me put 300,000. Let's see. 300,000. Let's put 300,000. Let's allow it to first pass. Let it pass. 500,000. We have submitted the form, so it's giving. Remember, this is the input. The input side is loading. So this is the input now. The outputs can load now. Remember the input first before the output. It's taking time because the AI is working behind this scene. So let's come back. Let's come out of here. You can see it's loading. It's executing. This flow has been thick, so it's coming here. Good. It has passed now. So let's go over. Let's see the output. So it said qualification false, status not qualified. Reason lead is younger than the required minimum age of minimum age of 25. His age is 23. You can see I didn't qualify for, sorry, the lead did not qualify for this because the lead is this year's old, and you can see how what just occurred now. So if I go over here and just click on it, you see the output now. In fact, see the output. See the output. See how the output occur. So the output in this, one thing we need to know is that um this is the output. You can see how it is. It's different from how it was here. If we put this schema, for example, see the way this schema looks arranged. This one does not look arranged because it is actually, is the return is actually a string. It didn't return it in JSON, JavaScript object notation. It didn't return it in JSON. So we need to do, in order for us to work with this value, we need to add another node to it in order to format it in a right way. So let me clean this thing a little bit. So I will need to add another. So what am I going to add? I will add Java. Yes, it's called code. Yeah, I want to use JavaScript. So I will use JavaScript to edit this. So you don't need to know the code. It's just for you to look for where it is and copy. So what the code will actually do is that it will convert. Let me go to this. It will convert it to from a string into object notation. So to convert is something like this. JSON dot pass is like a parser. So it will convert it into object notation. So I already saved the code somewhere. In order to save our time, I won't want to start typing it out here. So let me just go over to my previous project which I worked with. So I called it structured outputs. So let me just click on this. So I'll just copy it. So where can I get all these things from? So just once you experience all these things, the moment if you are using um Google Google Chats, definitely it will always return it in a string. So you should know the next step for you to do is to add the JavaScript code to it, so that it will make your code look organized and look presentable. So I even want to make some few adjustments because of the way my database is looking. Actually, I don't really feel there's a need for this data sheet to be here. I can as well just from the form submission connect directly to the um to the AI agent, and after connecting directly to the AI agent, then I will transform the code um into a more structured output. From there, I will save it into the database. The reason why I will do that is because I will want the situation so that I will also input some field inside of it. The field that will include and their status, their qualification, yes or no, so that it will also be there, because in fact all these other ones is not really really necessary here. I can as well just delete it. I don't think it's really necessary there. I can drag this one here. Okay, I've tidied it up a little bit. So let me zoom out a little bit. So in fact, I will need to run the code again. So I just showed you how we add Google Sheets over there, but now this is where I want us to concentrate on now. This flow is better. So I will control A is to highlight everything, then I'll press space to delete, then I'll press Control V is to paste everything. I'll press Control V. So that's it. So now this code is, we clean all my data out. So it's, I will not be able to, if I execute it now, it will load back all the previous this thing because there is no input here. So let's go over from the form. Again, we'll load the form again. So remember we have name, and then you can see this is a test version. I gave it a name of Daniel. I provided a number of 080, this and this and this and this. Then I gave it a age. Now let me allow it to pass because we said anybody coming to our establishment will be 25 and above. Let me give it a age of 26. Expected income should be, let me give it 500,000. So 500,000. So I've submitted the form. There's a problem in Node AI agent. There's a problem in Node AI agent. Server, there's a problem in AI agent. So what will I do next is I will check the AI agent. Then what was the problem? So this is the input. Expected income. Okay, so yeah, so remember we added all these things from the Google Sheet. So now that the Google Sheet is no longer accessible to us, so we need to change it now. So from this one is directly from the form now, not from the Google Sheet. So we are working with the age. This is the age. Then we do the comma. We're also working with the expected income. It is this now, and we've written our prompt already, so everything will work fine now. So if I execute this, it will work. It's analyzing it behind the scene, so it's picking everything out. So we can see the output it gave us. So you can see the way it brought it out is not structured. So that's the AI agent. So now we'll come out from it. Now we come to the code. So this is like, it will enable us to structure it in JSON so that we can actually make use of the data we receive, because now we cannot make use of the data like that in that state. So what next will I do? So I will run this code now. Once I run this code, Wow, you can see how structured it is now. We can see the schema and the value. We can see, so from this we can uh, 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 we can now add it to our Google Sheet. We can add our Google Sheet now. In fact, we can even include some things to it. Will I want to take this Google Sheet again? Let me see if I can make some, delete some values from it. What are the fields that we may want to include in this Google Sheet now? Let's make it income. Let's call it income. Income. Income is okay. I think there's a mistake here. Income. Income is okay. And what again do we want to add? Let's go back to our we also added word value. So I want to add word value. We added qualification through, status qualified. I think reason. Should we add the reason why we qualify them? So we just add qualification. We'll add qualification to it, and we also have status qualified through, status qualified. I think that's the same thing, right? That is still the same thing. So what I will want to make is a little adjustment, because status is true, qualified is true. So what my AI ChatGPT gave me, I'm not too satisfied with it. I would have preferred if it gave me a score, and let's just work with this anyway. It's just for practice. Let's just go to our data. I'll connect this remember, this is my field. This is my, I can add, call the name, I can just put status. I just want to include status, right? Just in the feed, so that we just have an idea of everything. All the inventory, all the people that fill our form, we just know their status. We also know their qualifying status is either qualify or not. So I think this status is okay. So I'll go over to my workflow. Again, I'll add the Google Sheet back. The reason why I'm using Google Sheet is because it's actually free. There are other ones that you can even use if you prefer. I remember I said I'm going to use append row because I'm adding to it. So I'm using the URL. Did I copy the URL for this? Look at it here, lead sheet. So this is the URL. I will copy it. Then I'll go back here. I'll paste it here. Let me see if it has been updated automatically, because it's on the cloud base anyway. So from list, so it will go behind the scene and be working to try and see, fetch all the columns that were in it. Let me see if it has added the extension. You can see it's updated and it added this. So now it's for me to impute the value inside it. So for the status, I will just go over here, status. I can just drag it from here, drag and put. Then income, expected income, I'll go over here, expected income, the age. So I'm not actually writing their age here because this is just for this individual. There will be several individual later on. So what again is the number, the name, and the email. So the information concerning this can only be gotten from the form. So I'll click this. Remember, this is a drop down menu. I click it here. Once I click, I'll just go to the name. The name is Daniel. I'll drag it here. Then after dragging the name Daniel, I can also go to the email the same way. Click here and drag the email. The phone number is here. I will drag the phone number. How do I drag? I will left click and use my cursor to drag it down. So I've done that already. So I'll go over down to check, and I've gone over down to check. So once I execute this, my Google Sheet will be automatically updated. So remember, we need to execute, because if you don't execute and go to the next stage, you won't get anything. Remember, this side is the input and this is the output. So I will execute this step. Remember, it's just this step I'm executing. So the moment when it loads successfully, my Google Sheet will have been updated, and this will be the record inside the Google Sheet. So if I click here, I will find it there. So I have Daniel Egwaji, his number, his age, his expected income, and his status. You can see it's better this way. So I already know I'm not just having the name of the person. So I want to know the status. Is the person my person? Is it the a lead that I am interested in? So I will know qualified, okay, not qualified, okay. This one is more better than me just having names and number. I don't really know them. So it's more better because you're actually automating it, and you will also be seeing all these things. So you can also still look at them and just know. So the next stage will go now, we'll go back to our, and we'll come here. Remember, as you can see now, is marking, 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 marking. So now, what next? What do we want to do? So now it's now important that we've already extracted all this information. So what, with all this information that we've gotten, and our AI has already done the reasoning for us, which we are still going to make some adjustments to what the AI has already done. So what are we going to do next? So this is a critical time for you to think. How do you want your AI automation to work? So now, remember, we have what we call the conditional node. What are conditional nodes? Conditional nodes are used to make decision. It is either yes or no, either 0 or 1. Is either the lead is qualified or the lead is not qualified. So now we'll be using the if node. If this criteria is met, then what action should be made? So now I will click on this. Here is a node. We just we just type if node, and you click on it. So let me explain what this if node is now. So if node, you can see it or as a thing is either a true or a false. If a certain individual age is 16, the person is not qualified. If the name, if the age is 26, the person is qualified. So it's a condition that must be met. If this condition is not met, it will return false. If it is met, it will return true. That one has to do, there are different data type. We have the boolean, which will return false or true. But now for this if statement, it's just a node. So it's just a way of routing. We don't want our automation to 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 fail. So when a condition is met, it will be true. When a condition is not met, it will be false. If a condition is true, then what steps should be executed? If the condition is false, what steps should be executed? Now just imagine, now we have a lead. Now Daniel now is expecting, his age is 26, and his income met our criteria, and we've already classified him as qualified. We've classified him as qualified. So now based on this, we need to now add something. What do you want to do? So if he's qualified, we want to send a notification to our team. At the same time, we also want to send a notification to Daniel. At the same time, if this one fail, we want to send notification that sorry, you were unable to meet our distance and try again another time. As simple as that. This actually, AI automation actually involve someone reasoning things out. You have to reason things out. What do you want? What step do you want to take? So at this step now, what do you want to do? Is it that you want to notify your team? So for example, I could just send a email. Let's just do email. Let's do email. Email. I can send an email. So I'll go to the send message. I can send an email to the team, to my, maybe to my boss, if I don't want to use Slack. So now sending an email to the team, what will I do? I have to remember, you have, first thing first, you need to configure. I've already done mine. The same process I said before, you have to create credential, and it will take you to the document, and you will take you to Google credential and authentication page. Then when you put in your stuff, and you'll be accepted. So now I've already done mine already. So now, who do you want to send the message to? You must type the name, you must type the number. We want to send it to, we must send the email of the person. Are we sending it to our team? What's the email of the team? Maybe the email of the team is um and team at email.com. So what is the subject? Oh, we have a new lead. Then the message that we want to put, we'll put it here. So over here you can as well just write the message that you want them to know. Oh, information about the lead. Wait, what? It's information about the lead. Oh, this is the lead. Oh, this is we can receive the information from any of the feed. So now we can just say okay. Actually, we didn't even prompt our AI properly, because we can prompt the AI to even give you message and everything. I didn't prompt the AI much because it was just a basic. Um, we can just give them information about the lead. We can say that okay. Now the status of the lead. What we don't They don't need the status, because definitely we are telling them that the lead is already qualified, right? So we can now provide every condition for the lead now. But before going to this, I need to explain. We didn't put value to the if node. Let's go back to the if node. So now look at this if node. Let's put value to it so that we know when it is true and when it is false. So now what is the value we are going to provide it now? We said if status, we are using status as the qualifier right now. So if status is equals to now, so now see this, let's go over now. I want to show you something. So remember, we have different data type. We have um string are referred to character, like name, income, um just writing letters. Those things are called string. We have numbers, we have boolean, we have array, we have objects. That's with the curly bracket. The array is different. You notice, I won't go much detail. We have, so now remember which value are we bringing now? The value that we are providing is a string. So I discovered that most people make mistake in this because you may mistakenly just put it to number. So your compiler is waiting for a number and you now provide a string, which is wrong. So you must make sure that whatever you are providing, is it this status is a string, is a character. It is not a number. If you see number, you can see all these um dash beside it. So if it is a number, it's a string. So now remember we'll put string, then what? A string exists. Does it does not exist? Does this equal to what? Now what is the value that we are expecting? Is it qualification? Just is it equal to qualify? I can just copy this and just type this, paste it here. Is it equal to qualify? So if this condition is equal to qualify, we can even add more conditions. But this one is just enough. If I want to add additional condition, I can press add condition here, and I'll also include age. Is age this? But now we've already allowed our AI to do those things for us. If we have not used the AI, then for the person to be qualified, that means that the person's age and the person's income has been checked. The person's age and the person's income has been checked. So I don't need this additional information, right? I don't need it at all. So now let's execute. Here we see to a branch now. We see node successfully run. So there's a true branch and there's a false branch. The false branch is empty. The true branch is because it qualified. That's why we have the true branch. So we can see that the output is meant to have two because it's either true or false. If it is true, if it is true, it will go up. If it is false, it will come, down. If it is true, it will go up. If it is false, it will come down. You can see how simple and how easy it is now. So now, if it is true, what do you want to do? We want to send a message to them, right? We want to send a message to them. We can send a message to them, but we don't want to send message to them immediately. We want to send the message first of all to our team. And under our team like this, we can include, we may be working in an organization that they are using Slack. For example, they're using Slack. I can just press Slack here and I'll click on it. I'll click on Slack. So now for using, if I want to use Slack, that means I must also configure it. I will like, okay, I will now look for where now we see, let me look for a send message or so. Part of all the actions under Slack, I will look for send message. Send message. Let me look for send message. Okay, I've seen send message. Yes, send a message. So I'll click on send a message because I want to send a message. Now, you must configure your Slack also. I've already done mine. If you want to do it, you have to click here and follow um some of the steps that will be provided here. You have to provide the ID and the ID secret, and you add everything, and you ask Google, and it will be done with that. I've already done that. So now, what's under Slack now? For example, I have to look for the channel. What do I want to send message to where? Where do I want to send it? Did I just want to send? I want to send it to a channel, right? Which of the channel am I going to send the message to? There are different channels that I will send the message to. So on that, I will have to look for it. For now, I created my Slack. I did a free subscription. So um this my Slack. So I can just click on it here. This is Slack. It's loading. Hope my computer will not get slow. So this is my Slack channel that I've created, and I inside my Slack channel I have n8n. I already configured my n8n workflow. I also have some channel which I've created. In fact, I have 7 days trial remaining. So I'm just how it just work normally when you are working with a team. Maybe there's a team in one of the channel you're already, or maybe you have the marketing teams or the sales teams or um the team in charge of any, they from there they'll just see the message and the immediate action will be taken in place. So now going back so the channel am I going to put, maybe okay, I'm going to the socials or the marketing team, then the message, what message will I tell them? So now from the message I will tell them, maybe I'll just provide them with, you can even use AI to give you a good structure. I can use my AI to give me a good structure because now it's just normal presentation. I will just provide them what do they need to know. So maybe I just want to provide them with the name. First of all, the name of the the name. I can provide them with the name, not just the name. I'm not writing it in a well arranged form. I just want to just so that you just see. I can also provide them with the email. So then they're definitely anything I'm providing them with. Maybe they already know that, oh, this person is um this person is actually one of the, is an alt client or alt lead that they need. So I can just provide them with the person's phone number also. You remember what I'm doing? I'm just dragging it. And after dragging all these things, what am I going to do? I will just go here and I'll just click here. Okay, yeah, oh, no, no need to click here. I'll just go here, go down. So I've already filled everything I need to fill. Then now we execute. So when I execute, let's look for the output. It has run successfully. So now a message has already been sent to the Slack team that, oh, so and so person has been added. Oh, the channel is what again? Let me look for it. I think so. This just us knowing what how it has already been sent to the Slack team. I've already gotten a notification from Slack that the message has been sent. Anyway, so let's just go back and you can see the output here. So having done that, we don't just want to send just the message to the Slack team. We also want to send the message to the see the message. We also want to send a message to the client. So we can now use email. So I've configured so it's just send message, right? We are using our email to just send message. Then remember I've configured mine, so you need to configure yours. The resource is message, the operation is message. Then two, why are we sending the message to? We are sending it to the we are sending the message to our client, right? The person that have this. So where are we getting the client from? Remember when we did the if, we have what we needed, and from the dashboard we knew even from the code in Java, we knew the lead that's that qualified. So we already know we have details of the lead. So now where will I see the email? Now let me just go to the email. So this one is for when it's passed, right? So I already know that, oh, this person already passed this, right? Because it's wrote yes, successful and there and there. So I will just copy this, drag it, and just put to this email. So the subject should be what? Oh, um, let's say, let me just put hello word. No, they already placed hello word. Okay, welcome. We got your info. We got your info. Then the message you want to give in, you can just use your AI to get a good message. Besides, even there's a way you can customize or prompt your AI agent that it will also give you a response. I could have well just written and give me a reason for this. I can just write the reason and everything. Let me just copy this one. Actually, this one is not even, this one is meant to be sent to my lead, to my team itself. It's not even meant to be sent to this thing, but is this just example as a sample? We are not, it's just practice, just put it here. This is just the message. Then at the end, there's one option I want you to know is that I okay, this email is sent to me directly, so maybe I will open my email on this tab so that you will see what how it will look like. So let me execute this. So I've gotten a mail. So let me go to my email. Let's open a new tab and let's see how the email comes. I want to show you something. Yeah, so this is the latest email that came. So I'll click on it. It's loading. Good. So see, hello. Also see this. It's not notifying us that the email was sent automatically with n8n. If you don't want to see this, what we will do, we'll just go back to there to our n8n, and what are we going to do? We'll use this add option. Then we'll press append any attributes. Then we'll turn it off. We turn it off. So once we turn it off, that won't appear again. So if you execute it again, you won't see it in the mail again. So that is it for it. But our workflow is not yet complete. It's not yet complete. It's still a little bit. You can see it's getting longer, and you can see how how broad it will get to. So now it's showing this. Why is it showing this arrow here? No, yeah. There definitely because I it's telling me that output will change because of the adjustment I did. So now if it is false, what should occur? If it is false, there's a message that we are also meant to send if the thing is not true. So now I want us to know one thing is that all these things must be dynamic. Don't add and quote it because if you add quote it, what you quote will always be what will appear for um the different individuals. So it should be the AI that is giving you everything you need concerning it. It should be the AI. So like for this, is this the one that succeeded? Let me see if this is the one that passed. Okay, yeah, for this one that passed, yeah, good. So let me click on it. So the message I am going to I want to read um close this. Let me turn this a little bit. Good, because this one was sent to Slack, which we are done with already. So now I want to check the AI agent. No, from here we got some reasons, right? So now for this one, for the message, I can just drag it from here and put here. So why is this one better? It is better because this one is dynamic. If I unquote it, that means that for everything I have to be unquoting, and that has already that no that has broken the rule of AI automation. You just set up the computer, and the AI should be the one responding based on what you've already fed it with. I could as well as told it inside the this thing that okay, provide um a message that I will give them for a different lead. So you could have as well as done that, and it will provide a message that it will present to every lead. So that is for the successful. So when it fails, what do you want to do? We want to send them a message, or we can even still add another field here. We can still add um a database here in order for us to even have their record that oh all these ones we only everyone that fail we know this one, so we can be sending them um educational tips on how to get better so that before you know we can get them. But now we cannot just ignore them, so we must always send them a message. So now we can also equally send them a mail. We can also still notify them through mail. You can still add a mail again, and we remember we are going to send mail. So now we're also sending them mail. So to the lead. So where are we going to get their contact from now? We are still going to get remember it's a gradual step, right? So I can still get their their email from their client agent. I can get their email from their form submission. I can just get the email from here. So remember, I'm not. It's this is the email. I've dropped it here. So now the email is dynamic. So don't mind that because it's still Daniel that is here. The email will not always be a particular number. The reason why we call it dynamic is that it's not always going to return a particular number. It is changed with time. As the information is coming, is altering it and changing different things. We can just give them a nice message, any message. Oh, we can just say sorry. You can not sorry, you write a proper message and just I'm just trying to um all these things are very good with AI. Just use AI to construct a proper message. Sorry, better luck next time. Then you look for with the message again. You must get the message from the reason. You just drag it and drop again. You can write their status not qualified, or you can just look for how to write the message and drag because you use your AI to look for a decent message and give them. Look for a decent message and give them. I'm dragging it here, I'm dropping. So I haven't done this. I'll scroll down again. Remember this option, I'll click here. I don't want the attribute. I'll close this and I'll execute this. So it said this could not execute. So there's something wrong somewhere. So let me try it again. It said no, there's a different reach. Okay. Yeah, no execution risk because this part happened to be true. I just use this as a case study. But when our node fails, when our client fails, it will run this. So this is a simple workflow. So in brief, In summary, we said AI automation is a process of using AI to solve problem. That means that to solve the repetitive tasks that actually involve human. Actually, maybe before when somebody submit a form, you have to be the one to look at it, to view and look if this person is qualified or not. Now we have automated the process. So AI using the LLM, that means large language model, to reason through all this thing, to filter what we need, and based on it an action can be performed. So which action, which involves sending mail or doing this, and we added a conditioner to it, which is the if else. So if the client or if the lead meets our criteria, it proceeds to this level. If it does not meet our criteria, it proceeds to this other level. And remember, this is actually a test mode. So now let's try it out, and let's say let's make the fail. So I will provide a different name. I can use John, for example, then give it John Joe at email.com, then provide it with a number of 08099 dun, 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 dun. Just give it any number, then let me the age 18, then expected income, let's say in fact 1 million. Submit. So now we submitted it, we see it will start rolling. You see it's rolling, is here. It's still reasoning, it's checking the details to see if the person actually meets what the prompt that we gave you. And remember, I didn't prompt it heavily. If I prompted it heavily, it would have done more things. I just didn't prompt it heavily. So it's taking time to reason if the person met our criteria. Then from here, it's already compiling it. You can see from here it has been saved to our it's trying to it's saving it to our database. You can see the movement. So once it's finished, one is going. Now it has already made the if statement, but now the person failed. So what happened? It went down here. It didn't proceed here because we've already set a condition here. We already told we set a we filtered it, and we already set set a field there called status, which is either field which is either qualified or not qualified. And here we've already made a condition here that if it does not succeed or if it's fail, send them a message. If it succeed, send them here. So you can see how this automation works. So this is actually very simple, and we talked about different kind of nodes. We said we have the trigger node. This one is just an example, which is a form. There's webhook, there is app events, there's a manual trigger. This is just a form trigger. We use this one in this, and then we have the AI agent, and we can actually name it. You can make your own more easier. You can actually change the name. You can call it anyone. You can change the name. See the name here. You can change it and put anything you want to put. I just want to leave it as that, so that when you are presenting in a board meeting, you can easily the team can easily understand what you are doing, because they may not some of them may not really get what is going on. You can change this one to, instead of writing code in Java, you can change it to structured output. Look for a name that it's more easier for people to understand. Append row, you can even use it, you can change it to database. You can change the name. If statement, oh, what is if? You can say that, oh, look for a suitable name. Condition, you can look for any suitable name that is easier for people to understand. And once you are done with it, you can then publish it. You can publish it. You can give it a version name. So I will just say this as um demo one. I can just save it as demo one. You can add description of changes, then you publish it. I've already published it. And mind you, remember that this is the local, this is not the cloud on. So your computer must always be on 24/7 for this to work. So your computer must always be your, look at my Windows shell, PowerShell is on, is active. If I shut it down, this won't work. So this is good for practice, and this is good to learn. But as time goes on, when you start doing more broader one, you can actually proceed and do and pay for the cloud version, which is better. It enables you to have access to some things like, uh, some days ago I was trying to work on a project and it has to do with the Slack trigger, but I discovered that I could not do it because I it does not work with local host. It needs something that works with the cloud for me to connect my n8n to to my Slack trigger. And in fact, I spent the whole day debugging and debugging with trying all the way out, and I was unable to do it. So it's a process of learning. So there's nothing wrong making mistake, being stuck. There are several YouTube videos are available. Installation of how to connect all the credential are online. And if you want me to do a separate video on how we install all these things, you can gi- put it in the comment section. I will try one of all these videos. I will just do a simple. I was doing one before, but my network was messing up, so I have to just go back to the class and continue. So my credential, I've added some already, my Slack and the rest, and there are several more others which I'll be adding. At first, it didn't look easy to add some of them because it was not quite easy adding them, but with time practice make perfect. So that will be all concerning this video. Please, if you find this video interesting, please, you can do well to subscribe to my channel. My name is Daniel, and have a very good day. Bye.